flashing on the live action shot of that guy, or is that did you put that in, or were they flashing it?
No, they did that. I didn't. I didn't do any editing to those clips. That was just extreme '90s editing. That whole
Yeah, that's terrible.
it was. It was. We're live now, by the way. Hello, everyone on the internet.
Yeah. I was just marveling at just in case chat's wondering, is marveling at Lawrence's B-roll of what's the name? What's the name of that game? Shadows of the Empire.
Oh yeah, Shadows of the Empire. That whole tape is filmed pretty cool and radly. There's like three very rad gamer dudes who are kind of like Willy Wonka style, shown around Nintendo headquarters. And then another crop of very rad dudes comes out to talk to them and show them about how cool and rad and totally hip and I don't know. Whenever Nintendo tries to be cool, it's a very interesting scenario. It's like Cap flipping around the chair, basically.
Do you think that those guys were like developers, or were they QA testers, or what?
Some of them were. The Ken Lobb, the name no one remembers now. He had a gun named after him in GoldenEye. He was kind of an industry player for a while, and he shows up in that video.
Oh, the Clob.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are some real video gamesmans in there, but you know, it's still very much a time capsule. Yeah, you can kind of tell that they are actual employees because they don't really sparkle on camera too much. There's a segment with like QA tester who keeps calling things the wrong thing, and it's like it's Star Wars, so that's kind of annoying.
Cool.
He doesn't know a Wampa or like a swoop bike or anything like that. Fake gamers, what are you gonna do? That's why we're here. Chase them all out. We're here to keep those gates and protect all the gamers inside in our glorious utopian society where gamers have solved every societal problem.
Yeah, where gamers are never wrong.
If we can beat all of these video games, surely we can solve every problem that the world has experienced at large. And we will. Shining Gamer City on the hill. Exactly.
Why not? Yeah, why not?
So we're here reacting to the Nintendo Direct. It's about to happen. We're on a nice red hold card for now, which is giving me a interesting glow. It's supposed to start at 2. We've got every clock in this. Okay, we got 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Bruce, you got some hot predictions? You got some hot takes?
I mean, at this point, they have to show Breath of the Wild 2, or at least more of it, right? They've got to.
Yeah, that's going to be their big fall release, unless they've got another one, which is weird. What's strange is Nintendo usually denies that they're making new hardware until they say they are, which is usually well after they've been doing it. So there's an interesting dynamic here where there's been rumors of a Switch iteration. And one would assume Nintendo does this stuff all the time. Usually they do it with Pokemon, where they will like make a new game land with a new hardware platform, because Nintendo's really good about what's the word? Attachment. They're really good about people buying games with hardware, and they've run that game a lot. I think the most successful one with or rather the most notable one recently with Breath of the Wild. I mean, even what was it? Twilight Princess launched on GameCube and Wii, and that was kind of
the bow and arrow thing.
Yeah, that was Twilight Princess.
Yep, I remember. I never played it. It's funny because I remember seeing it and being like, "Whoa, it looks so cool!" And then when it came out, people were like, "This sucks." And I was like, "Oh, all right, never mind." I didn't play it.
Yeah, nobody was into it. It was also kind of fashionable to hate on motion controls, which they weren't great. But Twilight Princess was still fun.
Oh, okay.
People got a little, I don't know. Also, I think there was a weird flavor at the time. Boy, I'm getting into it. Where like nobody wanted to play Zelda anymore because it was like a baby's game. Everybody wanted grown-up, mature, edgy games like Skyrim, I guess. What you gonna do? Actually, wait. Twilight Princess, whatever. Who cares? Anyway, the problem is, so like, it seemed to me that Nintendo was laying the groundwork to release Breath of the Wild 2, and it was going to be another cross-platform, like runs on old Switch, runs better on Switch Pro, or whatever it's going to end up being called.
Yeah.
But the Switch is still selling, like really, 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 really well.
Really well, like selling out really well.
Mm-hmm. It's the thing that everyone stopped paying attention to once the new gen consoles came out. But yeah, still selling really well. And Nintendo is usually never in the habit of launching new hardware when the previous iteration is still selling. The only time they do that is when it's actually more costly to make an old product because it's so old. And that's usually when you get hardware iterations. Like they actually released a new Wii. They released new forms of 3DS to like revolutionize their parts manufacturing and make it cheaper. So they kind of already did that with the Switch. They had that model with a better battery, and that's usually what that is like a mid-generation hardware refresh to make it cheaper to produce. And that's what I thought the Switch Pro was going to be. Like, new systems on a chips are getting real cheap. And I thought that they were leading up to that. But since the old Switch is still selling well, they might just try to squeeze every last drop of gas out of it they can.
I mean, that's probably a better business practice than, being like, okay, well, it's selling so well, let's release a new one. Like making more SKUs and stuff like that. I think you're right, Lawrence. What's weird though is, I don't know. This is going to sound strange, but Nintendo has never seemed forward thinking to me, even though they are. But they've never felt that way as a business. They are incredibly innovative. The stuff that they release is always really, really new and interesting. But also, they seem like they're stuck in the past sometimes. It's so weird.
It can seem that way, especially when a lot of competitors are trying to fight over being technologically advanced. Nintendo's goal is more like, there's a ton of people that haven't bought video games yet, and they don't know what technologically advanced is. So we can sell them a solar calculator and they'll be happy. And it's actually really smart from a business perspective, especially since with a few exceptions, and Nintendo Switch Online is certainly a big deal, but with a few exceptions, they're not like Nintendo's games division. It technically is a division of a larger company, but it's kind of the biggest division, whereas at Sony and Xbox, like interactive is a big part of Sony and Xbox is a big part of Microsoft. But, it's not their entire business, and they can live a couple years running in the red. Nintendo only had like one quarter where they weren't profitable ever, and I think that's because they have to pay their own bills. So I think my hot take behind the scenes is that we were going to get a Switch Pro at the end of 2021. But sales spike caused by quarantine has probably pushed that back because Nintendo knows they can get a couple more years profit out of the current Switch hardware. That's my hot take.
Lawrence, that sounds pretty accurate. I mean, like a really, really good educated speculation to me. Because I don't know that Nintendo ever anticipated the sales of the Switch and Animal Crossing because of the pandemic. Like, I don't know that they ever did. I know that they were going to sell well, but obviously the pandemic blew it up. So
it made it a cultural phenomenon. The Switch in general as a platform has just gotten a huge breath of fresh air that is also, packed with water droplets that are carrying little viruses. So, and that's a good point. COVID impacting production. I don't know that's definitely true about new gen consoles. I think the Switch is using components that are still pretty easy to get. But I could be wrong about that. I haven't followed too much the supply disruption about COVID. It's wild stuff. I mean, COVID, I think, is more problems about getting the product once it's made to the consumer, not necessarily getting the product made in the first place. With the Switch, now with PS5 and Series X, wish they would fix the Joy-Con drift. Yeah, me too. I mean, my DualSense just ate shit, so now it's drifting. I did have Joy-Con drifts. Yeah, that's cool.
It's so crazy, man.
It's going to be way harder to replace that.
What, 4 months, 5 months old?
And yeah, I've used it maybe cumulatively, maybe 50 hours total. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
Components are produced in China and R&D is a thing. Well, yeah, I know. That's why Nintendo gets the maximum amount of return because all their costs are in R&D. They prototype like crazy, and we never see 90% of whatever wacky, goofy ass experiments Nintendo does. I mean, sometimes the thing that they says yes, go to market with are pretty crazy. Like Labo, they said yes to that. So imagine what they say no to.
So the fucking Mario Kart thing they just released. Have you used that at all?
No, the AR Mario Kart toy. It's a super cool idea.
I mean, it is, but does it work? Is it cool?
I don't know. I haven't.
I've heard nobody talk about it. Literally nobody.
Yeah, we're kind of in the bubble though. Like that. No gamers are going to be frothing at the mouth to get that. I mean, same with Ring Fit. Somebody brought up Ring Fit. Maybe they're going to do a sequel to Ring Fit. I'd be juiced about that.
Yeah, you would love that.
But no gamers were talking about Ring Fit, despite it being genuinely one of the most innovative, interesting, and successful products of 2019? 2019. And then the explosion of the Switch and people staying at home, that made it as a fitness product way more interesting. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like there is a schism between what core gamers discuss and what is actually like blowing up the market sometimes.
Oh, no, there totally is. Yeah, I was just wondering about the Mario Kart thing because I just didn't like. Generally, that stuff will sort of reach out into the gamer bubble as well if it's really successful, and then you'll hear a few people talk about it. I've heard nobody talk about it, so I wasn't sure.
Gamers don't like moving. They don't like being in the real world. I'm curious. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if it's just in stock right now. What was it? It's called Mario Kart Live, I think.
I forget. I don't know.
Yeah, home circuit. Let's see. Okay, they're in stock on Amazon.
That's
what a
generally a bad sign.
maybe, yeah. I wonder how it sold last holiday.
I'm sure it sold pretty well. Just like, I mean, like, do you know what Labo did in terms of sales numbers?
No, I don't think Labo did very well.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer because I thought Labo was like. There's some things Nintendo does, and it's such a perfect mass market product, but it doesn't reach mass market because it's just hard to convince people what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Labo's one of those. You look at it and it's just stacks of cardboard, and you're like, if you don't get it right away, that was one of the big successes of like Nintendo's promos with the Wii, is they would go around to malls, and the second you saw somebody playing bowling or baseball, you got it because you're doing the exact thing, and then you see it happen on the screen. But you see somebody, air quotes, playing with Labo. It requires explanation. It requires talking through it, and I think that's when mass market tends to fall off.
Yep.
So I feel like maybe Mario Kart Live might be the same thing of like, it's Mario Kart but in your home. And somebody's like, what does that mean? It's like, oh, you have to put up these little pylons, and there's a camera in the cart. You connect it to your phone or your Switch, and then the camera sees those and it drives around them, and then you control it, but it's still real life. But you can see what, like, it takes a little bit. It takes a little bit of to get over that hump, I think. So I wonder. Oh, it's starting.
Oh, it's starting. Here we go.
This better be the highest possible quality. It's not. Okay. Ah. They always have the best music.
It's always so childish, but so nice.
Is Dragon Quest?
So friendly.
Oh, is this another Xenoblade? It is.
Yeah, that's people were saying Xenoblade was going to be next on the list.
DLC, I'm guessing? Because this is Chronicles 2.
One day, Pyra just disappeared.
Did you ever play these, Lawrence?
Yes, but
Yeah.
I don't think I've finished a single Xenoblade game. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was the one that has big jangly ass titties.
What?
Yeah, the other ones
They all
don't.
look like children.
Wait for it. There's one. Two, I mean. Yeah.
Two.
So is this like another expansion, I'm guessing?
I couldn't find her anywhere. It was as if she vanished off the face of all rest.
So you into it, Bruce? Are you liking it?
I mean, no. It's so interesting. It's such a disconnect from this and even other anime.
I'll find
You know,
you.
like, because I'm
Whatever it
into anime.
takes.
I've been watching anime for 20 years, but this to me is just not appealing. I don't know what it is.
I mean, this is pretty peak anime. I think you've been watching
Where you were.
the actual good shows.
Pyra!
There she is. There's our
Sorry, Rex.
mommy.
I couldn't tell you. Because I got an invitation to join Snap!
Oi.
There it is.
Oi. Yeah, he's gonna find a smash letter. Good call. Why is it Pyra? I mean, I know why, but
I was gonna be
I mean, look at the oh my goodness gracious, the curves.
Behold the power of
welcome to the reason people play Xenoblade. I mean, it's unfortunate because Xenoblade was a really good and shockingly technically aggressive open world RPG. Now it's got titties.
Didn't it already? Or is she the first character with boobs in the game?
Bayonetta.
Toad in them. And these
Samus?
fighters.
Zelda? I mean, they don't have big ol' honkers like that. I'm trying to think. I should probably be focusing more on this trailer, but nah.
Talk about a tight spot.
Mithra?
Let me handle this.
Oh, we get two?
You know it.
Oh, never mind. We get both animes. We get redhead and blonde anime.
Oh my gosh, so much anime.
So is she like old Zelda? Like she can change and has a different moveset?
These guys planning on winning? Gee, I feel kind of bad now. Coming through.
She just transforms. Yeah.
Buster.
Another sword anime.
You know how many people are on the full roster of Smash now, Lawrence?
It's like over
Nice.
40, I think.
Is it 40? Wow, that's awesome.
Over 60? I don't know. Or she might be Echo. Could be. Hey, at least it's not Fire Emblem, right? Although it doesn't it use the same font as Fire Emblem, the subtitle font?
Blinding speed.
I could just imagine somebody at Nintendo being like, "Why do people like Fire Emblem so much?" Maybe it's the font.
Wait, Gramps?
New stage.
I've missed this, buddy.
How about that? A cloud dragon that is an old man. You want to play it now?
The Nintendo Direct chat, I'm watching the Nintendo Direct chat too, and all I see is milkers over and over.
Pretty much.
Milkers.
Those mommy milks. Can't wait for the Splatoon 2 posts about this.
Shulk?
All right, you're in this series.
Expected to see you two again.
What?
Well,
I didn't play enough to see if Shulk showed up in Chronicles 2.
I won't go easy on you.
They're like different art styles. How can they have them? I guess maybe not.
We're fighters too!
Well, there we go. All of my dreams have come true.
Yay.
5 minutes in.
We have nothing left to dream for now that Xenoblade Chronicles 2, rated teen by the ESRB, is now in Smash.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Shinya.
It's been a while. I'm Shinya Takahashi from Nintendo. Last year, we delivered some news through a series of Nintendo Direct mini presentations. However, we haven't been able to present a Nintendo Direct in this style for some time. I'm happy to share this Nintendo Direct
Glad to have
with
you,
all
Shinya.
today.
We missed you, buddy.
Yeah.
Good to see you've been staying safe.
We appreciate your
Keep that top button open. Keep it open and loose. That's what we're here for.
Wow.
Easy breezy.
Does that mean he's the
Okay.
cool one?
What you
Oh,
just
he's buttoning
saw
down a little
was
bit.
the reveal
He's the
trailer
cool-
Got a nice
for
texture on that,
the
Jeff.
fighter in the Super
Yeah, one of his
Smash
buttons
Bros.
is gold.
game,
What's that all about?
Pyra and Mithra. They originally appeared in the Xenoblade Chronicles series as Rex's 2-in-1 ally. Please look forward to seeing their moveset in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This fighter
There's this
releases
thing in
March,
anime where,
so we
like,
hope you'll stay tuned
one
just a
anime
bit
girl
longer.
is also
Alright,
9
let's
anime
continue
girls,
with our
so
first
you can
match
flirt
of
with all of
Nintendo
them but not
Switch
feel like you're
headlines.
cheating on any of them. Oh. Is Fall Guys already on Switch?
I thought it was, but I guess not.
Maybe not. Well, that's a fresh new market. They're holding it the wrong way.
Oh my gosh, I have such a visceral reaction to that music.
Yeah. It what is your reaction? Mine is like happiness but anxiety.
That's exactly right. That's
Yeah.
totally what it is.
Stumble toward greatness when Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout comes to the Nintendo Switch system.
The music's
summer
fantastic.
2021.
It really is. Huh, okay. Well, that's good news.
You have 22 minutes before the
Oh.
solar system is destroyed.
Outer Wilds? I mean, this game was beautiful.
Yeah,
Venture
Lawrence, I
into
remember
the
you
vast
playing it
reaches
and
of
really loving it.
space
I
to
never
uncover
played
the
it. I should have.
secrets left
Oh
behind
man,
by
you
ancient
absolutely should.
civilization.
Yeah.
You have 22.
One of those, the less you know about it, the better kind of
Sun will
experiences.
explode.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
man,
The solar
oh,
system will be annihilated.
absolutely gorgeous game.
However, everything will reset, allowing you to continue exploring while retaining information you gathered.
It's one of the few games that, like, through its gameplay systems, asks a lot of interesting questions, and then by the end of the game, actually does offer a lot of good commentary on those
Mysteries
questions.
hidden in the universe.
Oh, cool.
It's also terrifying. I don't know, Bruce, if like you seem to have an adventurous, explorative spirit, but there's some things in that game where you really do feel like you're about to go into some very scary, unknown places.
In an endless
I love
timeline.
that stuff in video games.
Oh God!
I feel like it's such a
critically
good
acclaimed Outer
it's such a
Wilds
good feeling
launches
that you
on
really
Nintendo
can only
Switch
get from video
summer
games and maybe some
2021.
good movies.
Fuck man, diving into that black hole just
Proving
freaked me
steel
out.
to the
Blah.
test. in 2 classic murder mystery games.
We got visual
Missing
novels.
Air
Yeah.
and Famicom Detective Club,
What?
The Girl Who Stands
Famicom
It's at the
Detective
end,
Club.
Deep cuts
Nintendo.
from
Come
Nintendo
on.
history
Put them at the
are
end of the
coming to
Nintendo
North
Direct.
America for the
Or,
first time.
oh, that's interesting. These are like visual novels that came out way back on the NES, but they're remastering it.
Suspense, drama.
That's neat. It's a bit of a deep
and
cut,
twists
but
and
yes,
turns await at
not
every
necessarily a barn burner of an
You'll
announcement.
be on the edge of your seat as you dive into these deep narratives set in Japan.
That always
In
kind
one
of.
game,
Nintendo
you'll
also
solve a
does
complex
not have
murder
very
case
good
surrounding a
showmanship for the
wealthy
most
family
part,
in
from
a
what I've
haunted
seen.
village while dealing with amnesia.
And
I think they don't want to play
That's not the
into the
only
fandom
case
they
to crack.
have,
I think
that-
you're right. Yeah.
which is a good call given how weird fandom can be. I do think they kind of go out of their way to not
In the other game,
play into the pomp
you'll
and
investigate a
circumstance of things.
supernatural rumor after
But,
a mysterious
see, like,
death
but there's
to free
also, like,
students
a-
from a sinister
I don't know.
nightmare.
When you're
Interrogate
Microsoft, you go,
suspects
well,
and
everybody
hunt
wants
for
to see
clues to
Halo, so
piece
we're going to show
together
Halo
these
first.
chilling
You know,
conundrums.
like, and then Nintendo's
Can you
like,
figure
oh
out
well,
who the culprit
we know they
is
want to see
before it's
Smash
too
and they want to
late?
see whatever they're going to show us, like Breath of the Wild or something. It's like, let's show that first. That's generally what you do. You lead with the strong stuff.
Yeah, you got to sandwich it. Strong stuff at the start, get through all of it, and then really powerful finish, and then people
And
kind
then
of
a-
forget
and a
about the
big
middle.
finish.
Detective Club, The Missing
Exactly.
Heir, and Famicom Detective Club, The Girl Who Stands
So,
Behind.
are you a missing heir kind of guy, or a girl who stands behind kind of guy?
Pre-orders begin today
Oh, I'm
on
the
Nintendo eShop.
TGWSB guy.
Ah, the TGWSBs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
New
there's
age
a-
of
Hashtag
battles
TGWSB,
begins.
everybody.
Oh, don't get into that, Bruce. We're gonna have a whole brigade on our hands. We start hashtagging Famicom Detective Club. All right. Is it Kessen? Kessen's back. Bladestorm. Oh, is it Dynasty Warriors? We doing it? This looks like Dynasty Warriors. Yeah. What? Oda's young and hot. When did that happen? Yeah, these are all Dynasty Warriors. Well, I mean, they're all historical characters, but are they doing like a especially for Switch anime version of Dynasty Warriors? Oh, okay. That's right. Dynasty is China. Samurai is Japan. Woe betide the man who forgets his fucking Omega Force
The
Musou
latest
games.
entry in the Samurai Warriors franchise is coming to Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
Dive into the history of the Sengoku period as the series now shines the spotlight.
Why are Musou games only being made for the shittiest, slowest platform?
Character designs and visuals have
Damn
been
it!
improved for this
It's
installment.
weird because it shouldn't be that way. 'cause
No!
there are so many enemies on screen.
Yes! These games are tailor-made for just big, dumb action sequences. And they keep putting, like, Hyrule Warriors, Samurai Warriors. Is Nintendo the only company that's, like, willing to play game with this stuff? I don't know.
Of Fadiel beckons.
Damn it! It's always like this.
Long years, Legend of Mana.
Put it on PC.
Remastered HD graphics is coming to Nintendo Switch.
I haven't played
You'll
this one
set
yet.
off on a journey to find the mystical mana tree seen in
Wait a
dream.
minute. They already... Wait, what's going on
The
here?
world map
What do you mean?
is empty.
Oh, this is the one from PlayStation
Require special
1.
items called artifacts.
Oh, okay, weird.
On the map to bring town.
They just released a remake of the third game in this series, but I guess this is the
on when and
fourth
where to
game.
place artifacts, as well
So
as
Square
how to
Enix is
advance
doing
the
what
story.
Square Enix do, and they're plumbing their library for anything to
Your
re-release.
own personal quests.
Plumbing.
Yeah, well they like re-releasing the Saga series, which is weird. No one likes those games.
And rest up at
Maybe somebody does. Sure, somebody does.
The music has been rearranged for
I mean,
this
I feel like they wouldn't
enhanced
make these games if they
version.
didn't
You
sell
can
well, but they
alternate
probably
between
sell
the
well in
new
Japan,
arrangements
right?
and the original soundtrack.
Maybe
Other
it's probably more like
In the US.
including the ability
I would guess they just have really good relationships with a dev studio that can flip
Ring Land.
remasters like in 6 months.
Legend of Mana
So-
will
Okay,
launch
yeah,
on
yeah.
Nintendo Switch.
It's probably just easy money.
24th.
That's not bad, but that's another remaster. Saga Frontier 1 and 2 are amazing. Oh, Monster Hunter?
Monster Hunter? Yeah.
Monhan! It's hard for me to get excited about this after World. Partially for the technical, I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired of playing Monster Hunter at 12 FPS.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The way we were playing it on PC is just like, man, it was beautiful.
Yeah. Yes. Although I guess to some degree that is the series DNA. Yeah, this looks not... I mean, the game is what matters, and Monster Hunter fans are clearly capable of appreciating mechanics through like technical problems. Also, are they going with more of like a traditional Japanese flavor this time? The music and the...
It seems that, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if this is...
Elder, I have important news.
I wonder if this is part of like a cultural wave in Japan.
Go assemble the village.
I'm seeing more and more games that
50 years
do this lately, which is not bad.
Double down on their culture, their home culture.
Well, specifically Japanese games using like feudal Japan aesthetic.
Our hunter's about to
That's cool.
face the biggest challenge yet.
I guess I have been playing Neo too, so maybe it's on my mind because of that.
I mean, Ghost of Tsushima too.
Yeah, not Japanese, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe a Sucker Punch, but yeah. But I feel like there's some sort of cultural renaissance when it comes to feudal Japan stuff.
I think it's just that the actual Japanese market is becoming, like, they're targeting that more. I think there was a while, especially in, like, the mid to late 2000s, when Japanese companies felt like they had to start making worldwide products.
Yeah.
With interesting and mixed results. And now I feel like it's gone back to Japanese devs making games for Japanese audiences. And then if anyone else in the world wants to play them, that's fine.
We should start preparations right away.
We're here to offer assistance.
Wait, can you play as twins now?
We must stop the calamity.
No, I think that was just a fun little goof at the end of the trailer.
Was it a goof? Ooh, new Switch. Look, that's nice.
Wait, what? Oh, that new Switch, okay.
Oh yeah, no, not full new Switch. Huh?
That's a cool looking controller.
That was the latest trailer for Monster Hunter Rise from Capcom.
To be fair, literally every game produced by Ko Shibusawa is always going to be super Japanese, thus Neo and Samurai Warriors.
Hunter series.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe there's just a few, specifically one creator that I'm attributing a lot of this to.
Please take a look at this.
I will. Yes! Mario Golf is back, baby!
Fairway is open once
Mario
again.
Golf is a great game. And it makes total sense with the Switch, too. You get the
Mario Golf
motion
series,
controls.
coming to Nintendo Switch. Study the wind and terrain. Take your time to think things through.
Drunk Mario Golf, Bruce?
Swing.
What a shot! Absolutely, of course. The only way you're supposed to be playing
Enjoy
golf is
golfing with
drunk.
familiar
Just so
Mushroom
everybody
Kingdom
knows.
Characters on courses
You don't ever
filled
go out
with
onto the
lush,
green and play
natural
golf
scenery.
sober. That's no fun.
Use features on the greens, like a shot gauge, to see how your shot will curve due to slopes. And a scan that lets you examine a course's terrain.
I like this voiceover.
These features can help you ace your shots. In
Man,
addition to
that
button
feels good.
controls,
Oh.
you can also use motion controls by holding a Joy-Con controller like a golf club. Gently
I'm just
swing
staring
the
at that
controller
dude's
to have your
wedgie.
character swing in the game, letting you easily enjoy
Unfortunately,
the
my webcam's covering it
sensation
up.
of golfing.
All you can see is the pants,
On
his
top of all
ass
that,
eating the
there are
pants.
several modes with new elements that truly
I'm kind of surprised that this game's not going to come with a, like,
including this one.
shitty peripheral to cram your Joy-Con inside, turn it into a giant golf club.
turn.
You can play 4-player golf?
At the same time,
And then you got to run to your ball? That's pretty cool.
your ball. Give it another whack.
Ah,
closer to the
that's
hole.
fun.
Then keep going.
Oh, that's
Outpace
a
your
thing?
opponents to come out on
Yeah,
top.
it is.
Your
Oh.
golfing skills aren't the only things at play. Make use of dashes and special shots to beat the competition.
That's really neat.
Oh, did we mention story mode?
Oh!
Character? You'll start out as a rookie.
Sick.
Develop your golfing skills.
Absolutely sick.
Interacting with
Lawrence,
various
sick.
Mushroom Kingdom characters.
Nintendo's done it again.
With experience points
Story
in
mode,
matches.
stats.
Allocate points to different stats.
Have an affair with
allowing you to
prostitutes.
develop
I
your
can't wait.
character However you'd like. You can also use your Mii
my
in
God.
versus play.
Wario has a big old Wario hat.
The test when Mario
And he
Golf
had Wario golf pants.
swings onto Nintendo Switch June 25th. Pre-orders begin on Nintendo eShop after
I am all
this
about Golf
presentation.
Mario. Okay, that's their, like, Mario branded summer game.
The latest game in the Mario Golf series adds new gameplay for multiplayer modes, as well as the familiar golf gameplay with easy-to-learn controls.
Yeah, Lawrence, we should do drunk
Please look
speed
forward
golf.
to this
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, how do we... It has to be something where you, like, have to run and get your Joy-Con to, like, hit the club. And then, but you have to run somewhere else after that, so I'm trying to figure that one out. It's got to be, yeah, we got to run back and forth, drunk as
Return to
hell.
the unforgiving world of Pandora in Tales from the Borderlands. Play as the Hyperion lackey Reese
right.
and the quick-witted con
Yeah,
artist
Nintendo,
Fiona as
come
you
on,
set out to
buddy.
recover
Another
a
visual
mountain
novel?
cache. Set
Come on,
between
Nintendo.
Borderlands
I mean,
2 and 3,
Tales from the
this
Borderlands
game
is
includes
probably
5 episodes filled with
the best Borderlands thing in the last 10 years.
gangsters,
Over
bandit
Borderlands
lords,
3?
and vault hunters are just
Yeah.
a handful of the obstacles
Really?
you'll
Oh,
encounter
wow.
in this choice-driven
I enjoyed Tales from the Borderlands more than
Embark
3.
on a wild ride
Did you really?
when Tales
Yeah.
from the Borderlands launches on Nintendo Switch March 24th.
But then again, it's like, it's all the,
Two of
I don't
Capcom's
know.
most beloved
I won't get into that too much,
coming
but
to Nintendo Switch. Rewind gameplay, adjust game speed or difficulty, and select from a variety of display options to relive that sweet arcade goodness. Get 1943 The Battle of Midway for free. Then purchase game packs or the standalone Ghosts and Goblins add-on to build your collection.
a
Local
standalone
is also available.
add-on.
Scratch that nostalgic itch.
To add
what he
to your-
said.
Arcade Stadium.
But if it's
launches
standalone,
later
how is it
this
part of the collection?
You heard what he said.
Yeah, you're right.
Brains. As a zombie,
Stubs?
just can't get enough of them. In this action game from Aspire,
Boy,
you'll
here's
build
something
your
that
zombie horde
literally
and take
nobody
revenge on the
asked
city
for.
by
Do you guys remember Stubbs?
undead
I
allies.
do, but
Replenish your bodily
again,
arsenal.
nobody's asked for
Sputum
this.
head, gut
I worked at
pain,
GameStop when
during
Stubbs the
your
Zombie
mission.
came out.
This city ain't
And
no
there was
match
one
for dead
one person that came in and was like, "Oh, it's Stubbs the Zombie Day," and I was like, "Oh man, okay, dude, got your copy right here, my man."
today on Nintendo Wii.
And then I never thought about Stubbs ever again.
I was gonna say nobody else wanted it. Here it is.
It's Travis.
Yeah!
Assassins.
Speaking of games nobody asked for,
Aliens have invaded Earth. Hold up, is this even the right game? Anyway, after annihilating an entire
that's wacky.
city,
They
the
have fun
aliens
sometimes.
taken over and now host an intergalactic superhero ranking tournament to decide Earth's fate. Here we go. As the Crash,
Travis Touchdown?
yeah, dude, he's the people's gamer.
Let me guess. Is he American?
Yeah, he lives in Santa Destroy.
To enter each boss fight, you'll have to do some odd jobs around town and earn enough to pay off the entry fee. You'll then face off against a slew of unusual opponents. Most of them aliens with some crazy tricks up their sleeves.
Oh, there's a PT
Study their
sequence.
tactics
Oh
carefully
boy,
to gain the upper hand in combat.
Suda does like
With a
making
new
games about
Death
games.
Glove, you'll have access
I
to a
actually
variety
I
of
heard
deadly skills
lots
that
of
can be
interesting stuff about it.
customized
I never
and
played this game, and I
upgraded
thought
for
I
each
thought it
match.
would be interesting. I never got to.
The fate of the world is
It's-
at stake. So get ready to get some.
Is it worth it? You think?
Whatever
It's-
aliens have that you
It
can
succeeds more on concept than on execution,
It all
but
makes sense when
Yep,
No More
yep.
Heroes
That's-
3 lands on Earth.
Suda 51 makes games like that.
Nintendo
Yeah,
Switch, August 27th.
All right, okay. Yeah, cult classic is a good way to describe them.
Exterminate demons in heaven.
This isn't Shin Megami Tensei, is it? No, it's not. I didn't think so.
So below. Why do they need assassins in heaven?
Is that Steve Bloom?
To do someone's dirty
You bet it is.
Yeah, he's back.
World famous Spike Spiegel.
the age of Troy is over. We're back to Steve. Bruce, it's got cards.
I see those cards. They are very prominently on the screen.
Are you a card guy? Do you like card things and cards?
I actually really don't. And you know, I think primarily the reason is Battlefront 2 because of that garbage card system they had in that game. Man, I hated that.
This kind of reminds me a bit of Paradise Killer. I mean, not the gameplay at all, but
God's judgment.
aesthetic a smidge.
Nothing to do with it.
That's neat. Who's Ben Esposito? That sounds like a familiar name.
I don't know.
Uncover Heaven's mysteries in neon white. Coming to Nintendo Switch, winter 2021.
Oh boy. All right. Well, we're 25 minutes in.
DC superhero
I'm getting
girls
worried
are
now.
here
Should
to
I be
save
worried? Are
the
they not?
day.
They're going to show anything that we want to play, or
Way at the end. Yeah. Way at the end.
All right. All right. All right.
AKA
All right. As long
Breath
as
of
they
the-
show it at the end.
They've got to show Breath of the Wild too. Or maybe they
They
don't.
have to.
like my batarangs and
I don't know.
this is super
I'm kind of
cool.
fascinated
Super
because,
strong.
boy, Nintendo
And
just doesn't
it's
care.
vision.
They don't. No, because they're making money hand over fist. That's why.
And
Yeah,
let's
and their marketing has never been tuned around addressing the like insistence of the core. So
No.
if they don't have anything to show, they just don't show it, which is technically what people want.
Just about the super life.
But then they get mad about it. So you know
Yeah,
whatever.
that's a good point, actually, Lawrence. You're right.
There's never a dull moment at Metropolis High School.
I want it.
Sometimes it's nice to get out of class
But
and do
I
some
know what you're saying.
shopping downtown with my besties.
Nintendo's usually pretty, excuse the pun, but direct. Like if they have to delay something, they'll be like, yeah, we got to delay this. Or they're usually pretty blunt about
Ooh, and I
if they do say anything at all when you can expect meaningful information.
Uh-oh, something really bad
You think they're gonna actually show anything Metroid? No way, right?
No, I don't think. Well, maybe. I mean, what? Retro Studios has had 2.5 years on it now, so there might be something worth showing if everything went exactly to plan.
Team power, heroically
No way.
sourced.
They don't pull a Bayo 3. I mean, that was. Was that Nintendo? Maybe.
Ready the juice cannons and prepare for battle.
Oh, jeez. Is this Plants vs. Zombies? It looked like Plants vs. Zombies in Team Fortress 2.
It's Garden Warfare, right? Or Garden Warfare 2? Or is it a new Garden Warfare? Is PopCap actually making a fucking video game again? Oh, no, they're not. Never mind. It's a relaunch of an existing game. Wait, is it? I mean, it had a subtitle, but I don't remember Battle for the Neighborhood.
Everybody in my chat is saying, I'm readying my juice cannon.
Yeah. Kick some grass. Battle for Neighborville? This is a new game? It already came out for PC, Xbox, and PS4. Okay, never mind.
This is a new game.
I didn't know that there was a third Garden Warfare. I mean, they're not calling it Garden Warfare, but... Oh, this one's been out for a little bit. All right. Well, oops. If it's not Peggle, I don't care. You know, only one thing gets my juice cannon flowing, and that's Peggle. Maybe Bookworm Adventures. Man, even that trailer music sounds a little dated now.
Who will join you in your adventure? Hint, anyone can.
Is this the Street Pass thing? Oh! Oh, never mind.
What's Metopia?
Faces.
I don't know.
Metopia is coming to Nintendo Switch.
It looked. This looks exactly like the Street Pass games that they made for 3DS.
Roles across the kingdom.
Just a bunch of mini games.
Turn your favorite people
Is this a game that already
allies,
exists?
or even make someone the nefarious Dark Lord.
No.
You don't even know.
But it looks like they just smushed a bunch of Street Pass mini games into
Get them ready for adventure.
other game. Or what was that? What was that other game on 3DS that was a kind of like this? It's like Tododoki Plaza. Fuck, what was that game called? Mitomo Plaza. God.
In the world,
my memories about this are pudding.
They're porting it from 3DS to Switch. Falcon Chief says.
Oh, okay. I thought it sounded familiar. Mitomo was an app. Tomodachi Life. That's the one. Thank you. Someone at Nintendo is convinced that there's got to be more. Oh, that's kind of neat. It's almost like a fight system in Amori.
Whoa. You can have a horse as an ally?
Yay!
Sounds pretty darn good. Care for it, and it'll lend a hand, or poof, in battle.
All right, that was a good pun.
This is one of those trailers that I'm gonna watch and then forget I ever saw it.
Coming to Nintendo Switch, May
and I'll
21st.
never think about it ever again.
Begin today.
Yeah, I don't think it's for you. I'm curious just because I really like the Street Pass games, and it seems like there's a
Mario-themed items are coming to your island.
Oh, it seems like there's some crossover there. Yeah, Meat Plaza was the Street Pass one. That's
Themed
right.
items are coming to the Animal Crossing.
I'm trying to remember the names of the Meat Plaza games, but
familiar items.
It seems like it's for like kids and teens, maybe.
Ordered in-game as furniture items.
Well, that's cute.
So place them however and
That's
wherever
fun.
you'd
This is
like.
fun.
You can also place 2 warp pipes.
Do they work?
Yes, they do.
Oh, that's actually pretty nice to be able to teleport
on your own
around.
island,
Between
yeah.
locations on your
yeah.
island. Hey, why not try recreating the Mushroom Kingdom? A free update for the game launches February
That's cute.
25th.
Find Me, that was the one. Thank you.
Downloading it.
I think it's
Super
really
Mario
neat that
Brothers
they
items
do.
will be
These are all
available
free
via
updates
Nook
for Animal
Shopping
Crossing.
starting March 1st.
Yeah, there's not.
Keep an eye on the official Animal Crossing Twitter account for the latest information.
Can you spend money on Animal Crossing?
I don't know. It's a good question, actually.
You can't buy
We
bells.
hope you continue enjoying life on your island.
Huh. Yeah, there's not really any extended monetization
How was
there.
that?
That's interesting.
These collaboration items will be released as part of the Super Mario Bros. 35th anniversary events. Please wait a bit longer
Wait.
for their release.
Is 3D All-Stars not on sale anymore?
Speaking of which,
Are they gonna like throw the big switch at the end and shut it down?
launch for the Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury game.
He's gonna reach
We
over
hope you enjoy
and like
Mario.
Buy it now.
comically large.
You've got 10 seconds.
We have another game to show you.
Is this Fire Emblem again? This is more Fire Emblem, isn't it? It kind of doesn't look like Fire Emblem, though. HD 2D series? What?
He leaves us no recourse. Swords!
Oh, it's Octopath 2?
Frost will answer for its crimes today.
Yeah.
Are these the wages of loyalty? Raised earth and burnt corpses.
You and no other must decide how we proceed.
Man.
I never played that game.
And must be the
There's no reason to.
Oh, really?
It's the most...
I thought maybe you'd say it was great. But...
No. It's an excessively generic JRPG.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, not... All the good things that JRPGs usually have, this game kind of whiffs on pretty bad.
I was gonna say, hearing that from
Oh, it's a
you,
new one. Okay.
I know it's bad.
Far away lies the continent.
Doesn't even have a title yet.
Comprised of 3 nations and limited deposits of
Hit us with the lore! Yes!
Constant feuds among the nations over these precious resources eventually ignited into a great conflict known as the Salt Iron War. Though the hostilities ceased with an uneasy truce, decades later the flames of war threatened to engulf the realm once again.
You were all
Wait,
that
Octopath? That game was $80? No.
Maybe in some regions.
Yeah, maybe like in Europe or Canada or something. Australia.
Yeah, this. I'm kind of excited because we're definitely in the age of like PlayStation 1 era games are old enough to wrap around and be nostalgic again. Yeah, this is Final Fantasy Tactics. Even with the like setup of the story trying to be deeply political. Oh boy.
The range can be extended.
They're coming at awfully high heights trying to be like Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah.
But maybe they can do it. I don't know.
An enemy outflanked is susceptible not only to your initial attack, but also a powerful blow from the ally positioned behind the enemy.
What have we here?
I'm not crazy about these sorts of games either. Although I do really like the look of this one.
Flying into position for a follow-up attack.
It's neat.
I like the depth of field and stuff. I think it looks really pretty.
I agree. That is really good, usually, but it's often done really poorly. And that like, so this was a problem that Octopath had, where the depth of field, the like tilt focus that it does, it was just bands across the bottom and the top of the screen. It didn't like actually acknowledge depth or anything. So if you had a tall building in like the foreground, it wouldn't be blurred. Like there'd be a stripe of focus across the middle of it, and it didn't look very good. This game looks a little different though, because the water in the background's nice and blurred, but the bridge is not. So it looks like it's actual depth as opposed to just blurring out the top and bottom.
Collectively, your decisions will establish your.
But yeah, I agree. Like the whole theme of those games were that you were essentially watching puppet theater, or that you were staring down at a diorama of all this drama happening. So doing that tilt focus effect makes it look like a bunch of miniatures on a diorama, which is exactly, makes total sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
Oh yeah, Link's Awakening does that.
Use information you've gathered to sway allies toward your favored cause.
That's kind of neat. Oh.
Wow.
The story will
they said the story will significantly change depending on your decisions.
So they refuse to relinquish him.
Significantly?
Lies.
I don't want that though.
Was forced.
I'm not gonna want to play through this game multiple times.
Your journey may take you down paths divergent from those of other players.
You will see what true might is.
Oh.
Project
Triangle Strategy?
A brand new tactical RPG from Square Enix.
Hashtag PTS. Hashtag PTS, guys.
Please be on the lookout for
So, okay. Occasionally, an old asshole like me will come along and be like, "Why don't they make games like they used to anymore?" Square's out there doing it. They're doing it. They're just not calling it Final Fantasy. So, if you're old and you are nostalgic for PlayStation 1 games, you should try out games like this. Fill out our survey on the demo.
To future updates on this brand new
That's the first
RPG.
That's the first story option you have.
Okay.
Filling out the survey and telling them to add more
Nintendo
titties.
Switch headlines.
And the future will change.
Calling all hunters. Do you have what it takes?
Star Wars, Bruce.
Oh yeah?
I got a little Star Wars for you.
Star Wars. I love Star Wars.
Ooh, Star Wars Demolition 2. It's like arena combat, online hero fighter, I'm guessing. It's actually a really good idea.
Wait, well, there was no gameplay there.
Because it's being made by Zynga. Oh boy.
Oh no.
Natural Motion.
Episode
Why was
6 and
Zynga's
7
logo in
clash
there?
in this third-person shooter coming to Nintendo Switch in 2021.
Natural Motion Games.
All right, let's do this.
Do I look at you or the camera?
Knockout City interviews, take 1.
We all play for different reasons.
Is this a video game trope Smash Brothers game?
I thought to me it was Fortnite, but I could be wrong.
So Bruce, this game is coming from the makers of, sorry, the Star Wars game. From Backbreaker, Jenga on iOS, Icebreaker Hockey, Backbreaker Vengeance, My Horse, Clumsy Ninja.
Just once. Just once.
Well, that sounds like a game I'll never touch.
It's a mobile game.
With this crown, I'm gonna lead my team to victory and kick some serious ass!
Look, it's simple.
People have tried video game parody games before, and they never work. Is he supposed to be a cyberpunk character? Because he's got a metal arm and like cool glasses and stuff.
Let's find out what sound your face made!
But then their like art style doesn't carry over into the game because that would look really, really bad. If there was like an 8-bit pixel character running around.
I really hope this is like us eating our vegetables to get to the main course. Man, I hope.
So they made a game of like video game tropes, but none of the characters actually carry that design into the game because it would look too weird.
Can't believe we're losing to a bunch of dairy farmers.
Also, the setup is totally like a Raid Shadow Legends commercial.
Yeah.
Hey, can we redesign our characters? You're not a team if you're not wearing a uniform.
So,
This is a war zone, not a bloody...
I don't understand the gimmick of this game. Are the video game tropey characters playing the game?
Interview's over.
And then...
Come on, man, one more game.
No, I think the video game trophy characters... Well, I mean, they are playing the game, but they're not in the game, it seems.
So when I play the game, am I becoming football guy who then plays football man?
Survival starts now.
I saw so many people in the Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Direct chat with a bunch of question marks. It's just a bunch
From
of
the
question
creators
marks.
of the Danganronpa and Zero Escape series.
Oh.
It was a fight for your life.
You could add Kraken in if you want to. Kraken
underwater
messaged
theme
us.
park.
All right.
The 12 of you, known as the Go-Getters Club, must now survive this game
Wait,
of fate. at
there's a
all.
show called Get Backers. And we're gonna be... Alright, go get us,
Sorry
that's
to
fine.
scare you all, but the game is canceled!
The game is suddenly called off. You escape the theme park and get a glimpse of Japan, but everyone's vanished. Set off on a captivating journey.
I hope the add friends to DM button is what does this.
Suspenseful narrative.
I have no idea. You may have to start a whole new call.
Yeah,
As you
probably.
make your way back home to Tokyo. You'll alternate.
Do you wanna do that?
Working solo and teaming up.
yeah, I
with
mean,
a
I
group
think he
to
messaged
overcome
to see if you-
challenges and monsters that stand in your way. What awaits you all at the
what
end
did
of
he
your
say?
journey? The battle for survival begins in World's End
let me-
Club,
let me- I'll
venturing
message
onto
you right now.
Nintendo
Yeah, you wanna
Switch,
do it?
May 28th.
That's kind of neat, though. World's End Club?
Wield the powers of Olympus with the physical release of Hades.
Oh, but it said it already had a group.
The critically acclaimed dungeon crawler,
Ah.
Oh, yeah,
recipient
yeah,
of
Kraken says
multiple
you can
Game
just
of
call
the
on
Year
here.
awards, is getting a physical release on Nintendo Switch. This version
It's so easy when you don't have to do it yourself. Hey, Kraken.
out of the
Greetings.
underworld. The first is a PC
Are you
download
watching the
code for
Nintendo Direct?
Hades
Did you see
original soundtrack.
the Metopia?
It's packed with 2.5
That yeah,
hours
that's
of
the only good
blood-pumping
thing
music
that I've
composed
seen,
by Kevin
but it is
Kowalski,
very good.
known for his
It's
work
very
on previous
good.
Supergiant titles like Transistor and Bastion.
Have you guys seen the?
Second is a
Have you played the last
32-page
Metopia?
full-color character compendium
No.
featuring
I
portraits
played
of James
Tamagotchi,
Bond,
not
gods,
Metopia.
ghosts,
I'm a Tomodachi Life kind of guy.
Supergiant's art director.
Oh, it is Tomodachi Life. That's what I'm
And let's
thinking
not
of.
forget the game
Is
itself.
Metopia just like
offering
a
dozens of
less
hours of
fun version?
exhilarating
What is this, by
paired
the way?
with a compelling story.
Hades?
Well, yeah,
Escape
but
the
like what in
underworld
Hades? I guess it's
again,
like the
or
art
for the
book.
first time.
I think it's the
physical
game.
version of Hades
Yeah.
The
on
whole
March
game.
19th.
Bruce, you want to turn on your webcam so I can get you back in here?
That was honestly.
Absolutely, I
Three
can, sir.
deadly action games, one masterful collection.
There we go.
Bang.
Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Ninja Gaiden
Rather
Sigma
loud.
2, and Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge are coming to Nintendo
I
Switch.
thought it was Ninja
as the
Gaiden.
action-packed Ninja
Is it
Gaiden
Ninja Gaiden or
Master
Ninja
Collection.
Gaiden?
I mean, I think either works. People are gonna know what you're talking about.
You
That's pretty cool though.
legendary ninja Ryu
Remaster.
Hayabusa, fighting against a great evil with battle
But
skills that
all
are
right.
second to none.
Yeah, Team Ninja cozying up to
Offering
Switch.
a
That makes
playstyle
sense.
With different set of lethal skills, along with ruthless ninjutsu to swiftly take down enemies. Quickly gauge your opponent's movements while unleashing.
Did you ever beat Ninja Gaiden,
combos.
Bruce Kraken? You guys real gamers or not?
Team up with other super ninjas in your quest to fulfill your destiny.
I always saw it in the game store. And I
All
was
previous downloadable content,
maybe?
including
But I never
costumes
ended up
and
getting it.
game modes, are included.
Well, now you know what you must do.
Not a true gamer.
Revel
I'm not a
in
true
the
gamer.
intensity of Ninja Gaiden.
Not yet.
One
If you
dynamic
buy it on the Nintendo Switch, maybe you can beat
Ninja
it.
Gaiden Master Collection slices its way onto Nintendo Switch summer 2021.
Okay.
All right, guys, this is when they show Metroid. Oh, well, Hyrule Warriors. Okay, all right, sure.
Damn, you're just a little bit ahead of me. Let me
Battles are
skip up.
coming to Hyrule Warriors,
Oh, that didn't-
Age of Calamity.
Oh yeah,
my
I'll
uncle-
refresh.
My uncle actually works at Nintendo, and he says in the next 10 minutes is the thing we want to watch. So, just
But he,
back in then.
he didn't say what it was. We just have to.
I mean, he did, but I swore an oath,
That
a
makes
blood
sense.
pact that I wouldn't share.
Hey, Kraken, what's the name of your uncle?
Well, if I share that, he's gonna get fired.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, that makes sense.
He's leaking stuff to me. Okay, just know that we are definitely related, and I get all the inside scoops.
Expansion pass. Finally, I bought that game and played it for about an hour, and I am insulted that they would put an expansion pass in front of me.
There's even more coming to Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Lawrence, we're 40 minutes in
Bravely
here.
Default 2 is almost here.
There's more coming, Bruce. Bravely Default 2.
Soon embark on a journey to restore the crystals. Use
The crystals.
to develop
40
your
minutes in.
characters
I mean, like,
and
usually these
master
things
the
are what, an
Bravely
hour
Default
generally?
command
I think they said 50 minutes.
in turn-based battles.
So not looking
We've only
great.
got 10 more minutes.
Veterans and
Not looking great.
newcomers to the series can enjoy this brand new story on February 26th. A new trailer for Bravely Default 2 will be revealed following this presentation.
Yes.
The game can be pre-ordered on Nintendo eShop.
But final trailer, Bruce.
Also available.
And a demo. God, we are spoiled.
Installment in the legendary Ghosts and Goblins series
Oh.
comes to life.
As
the
video
brave knight
gamers.
Arthur
It's another remake.
spells and skills to battle monsters across
I mean,
challenging stages.
that animation looks cute though. I like that.
Local co-op play
Yeah.
is also available for the first time. Help Arthur in his quest with one of 3 support.
I mean, there are so many video games out there. Why do we need to be making new
for
ones?
transportation or Archie for bridges. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection launches February 25th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop.
Hey, Kraken, what's the highlight for you of this
8
Nintendo
protagonists.
Direct?
8 captivating journeys.
Well-
Saga Frontier has been remastered.
Another remaster!
on Nintendo Switch.
All right.
Through a stunning sci-fi
I put it on my
world
phone when I was in the
with
shower.
protagonists.
Actually, that
I
looks
got
pretty
really
good.
excited because
Addition of the
I
playable
saw and heard
protagonist Fuse,
Monster
new
Hunter
gameplay
noises.
features,
Yeah.
So I
exhilarating
quickly,
battles, and a new
scrubbed down
scenario
my
for protagonist
soapy head,
Marcellus.
and I
Saga
peeked my little
Frontier
eyes out the
Remastered
shower
is an adventure
and see
not
that
to be
it's not
missed.
for Smash.
The
It is
game
just for
launches
Monster Hunter.
April 15th.
And then I went back to showering.
Yeah.
Apex Legends is storming onto
We got,
the Nintendo Switch
was it
system.
Pyrrha
This
and
free-to-play
Mithra?
Battle Royale features
Actually, yeah,
a
you got it.
roster of powerful contenders named Legends.
I still don't know what that means.
Cross-platform play,
Lawrence
and
was
more.
impressed.
All
Yeah, that
Nintendo
I didn't even remember their names. Who cares?
and 30 free levels for the Season 8
Kraken, you may not care about their names, but how do you care about big old boobies?
after launch. Earn double XP when you play on
Go
Nintendo
on.
Switch.
That's it. That's pretty much it. That's it.
Glory when Apex Legends enters the fray March 9th.
Don't
How's it
ask me
going
that
so far?
question. How's it going so far?
You shouldn't have to ask us
Going
that.
so far.
Yeah.
There's still
Terrible.
a little bit more to show
Ooh,
you.
a little
today's
bit
Nintendo
more.
Direct. We
Please.
hope you'll stick with us.
I can't take much more.
Please
Breath of the
take
Wild,
a
gotta
look
be.
at this.
Yay!
Metroid Zelda crossover. Yeah, that's Zelda.
Hello
There's
there.
your.
I'm Eiji Aonuma, producer
There's
of
our
the
guy.
Legend of Zelda series.
Melda.
I'm sure a lot of you saw me and thought there
Or
might be news
Zeldroid.
about the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to share right now. We apologize. It's proceeding smoothly, and we should be able to bring you some new
That
information
we'll
this
wait.
year.
We will wait. We
For
understand.
now, we'll have to ask you to wait just a bit longer.
Yeah, that's Nintendo.
Yeah.
While you're all waiting, however, this Legend of Zelda game will be coming to
We
Nintendo
understand.
Switch.
Do not plug Hyrule Warriors again, please. This is Link's Crossbow Training 2. Oh, okay. Skyward Sword remake. All right. Bruce, you get to play Skyward Sword again.
I never played it.
Again.
I can not play it again.
Okay. I mean, this one was good, but it was a pretty weak Zelda. It's like one of the least, or one of the most linear. Very weird. It's got some lore in there. Yeah, I guess Switch has got those Joy-Con. It can do it. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. You know what? I should. Yeah, more Zelda's
What
good.
you've just seen is The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword HD.
Do we get Metroid after this? You think, Lawrence?
This game
No.
originally released in 2011 on the Wii console.
Consider that, like, for Breath of the Wild 2, the game that they've fully announced and shown a trailer for, the state of that game is, sorry, we don't have anything to say. And Metroid Prime 4, all they have is, we canceled it and gave it to another developer we trust more. So,
The Nintendo Switch system. The controls here are smoother.
Kraken, what does your
even
uncle
more
say?
intuitive. And we've recreated the controls for the sword and the
I
shield.
just got word he
here
was
by
fired
having
from
the player
Nintendo.
hold two controls.
is it because we made fun of Twilight Princess Skyward Sword?
No.
Yeah,
no.
they fired him and they
Swing
cut
it
his
to have
trailer.
Link swing his sword in the game.
It was a Metroid trailer. Lawrence.
Well, Kraken, if you want,
By lifting the
we're kind of starting what I would consider. I kind of lightly call it a games media empire. That's what Bruce and I are doing right now. So if your uncle wanted, we could be the world premiere for that trailer, if he wants.
But
Okay.
we've also made it possible to play the game
I'll see what
with
he can scrape together in 7 minutes.
handheld
Did he
mode
just,
or Nintendo Switch
did he
Lite
just jump out of a building?
mulling over how to assign different gameplay
Yeah, it's a whole
elements
thing.
to
Their
buttons,
process.
decided
You
to
know,
apply the
he's gonna be
sword
quarantined
motion
for a
to
week to
tilting
make
the
sure.
right control stick.
The last text I got from him was, "Oh no!"
Tilt the stick down when you want to
Mamma mia!
I don't know
Mario,
how.
he's a Mario.
swing to the right.
They were required to speak in Mario.
Everyone at Nintendo has to talk in Mario voice.
Direction.
Oh wow! I
Here's
wonder if they.
something else
I wonder
we
if they have drift.
Specially designed.
Wow, Bruce, new Joy-Con. We got Monster Hunter and we got Zelda.
The Master
Do you
Sword,
think they
while
have
the
drift?
left features a Hylian
Do
shield
you think they
motif.
fixed that, or did they only
The
reskin
Legend
it?
of Zelda: Skyward Sword, as the
Listen,
game depicting the earliest story.
You can't blow this out of proportion, Bruce. All you have to do is buy a replacement analog stick for $5 from China. Wait 2 weeks for it to get shipped to you eBay. Look up disassembly guides on YouTube. Get all your get your special screwdriver and all your tools ready. Completely disassemble a Joy-Con. Replace the joystick. Put it all back together. Figure out that they in fact sent you a busted joystick too. Disassemble it again. Buy another stick.
Following this
really?
Nintendo
That
Direct,
really
you'll be
happened?
able to
Yeah.
pre-order the game.
I bought replacement analog sticks from this company, and they were like 2 for 1, and I was like, sweet, 2 sticks. What I learned is one of those sticks is always defective. That's how they get rid of them. They just send you trash.
Prior to the Legend of Zelda
So
Breath of the Wild game,
I learned when I was fixing Joy-Con drift to not completely reassemble the Joy-Con before testing the analog stick again.
Of
innovations
course, that
would
makes sense.
eventually be adopted in the Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Using the same
I mentioned the
option
screwdrivers,
set in midair.
Captain. You were
A
just
stamina
too
gauge
excited.
That depleted as you scaled walls with vines or ran.
I think I have one of the Tri-Wings in my
Concept of
drawer, but
collecting
whatever.
items to upgrade gear. I hope those of you who've played The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild will give this game a try as well.
These Nintendo Directs to me are like gambling, because I feel like most of the time if we're gonna sit down and watch them and react to them, we'll be like, oh
Please look
man,
forward to The
I
Legend
can't
of
wait,
Zelda:
and then it's just a
Skyward
bunch of
Sword
garbage
HD.
like this one was.
I mean,
But
they didn't say it
sometimes-
wouldn't be garbage.
No, of course not.
They never say it's not garbage.
What did you
I'm
think?
not blaming Nintendo.
The
I'm,
Legend
I'm
of Zelda:
saying
Skyward
you don't
Sword
actually
has
know
been
if there's going to be something
optimized
that
for
like
Nintendo Switch.
everybody will care
It
about,
includes
or only a
intuitive
few
motion
people
controls
per
and
game
button
will care about.
controls by
I mean, it's
choosing the right control stick.
I'm not gonna go so far as to say it's like a.
Next game
Oh,
will be our last
oh, next game. Here comes the Metroid.
Look at this.
No actual gameplay footage.
Kraken, your uncle's hired again. Sky's too blue. It's not Metroid.
Splatoon 3?
Wasteland. Oh, it is Splatoon 3. Yeah, Brucey called it. Or maybe just like another expansion for 2.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, this is interesting. They're giving you some lore.
Is the ocean gone?
Yeah, it's definitely post-apocalyptic, where like squid DNA hybrids have. It's like squids and I don't know. I can't actually. I need to look up the lore because I forgot. It's been a while, but yeah, Splatoon is in some kind of weird dystopian wasteland.
Huh.
I like the little body.
I like his hair. Maybe they're expanding the Splatoon brand out from just online multiplayer shooters.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Octo Expansion was really, really good. the single player content in Splatoon has always been pretty phenomenal. Metal Gear Splatoon, tactical splat action. Splatoon is...
They showed the whole train pulling up. I really appreciate that.
That's for pacing. And also, Splatoon and trains. That was... Octo Expansion was all on a train. So, you know. Right?
Oh, man.
There's a little fish guy hanging out. Splatoon, like, Splatoon is so in tune with music culture, though. Bruce, have you listened to the Splatoon soundtracks?
No.
You might really, really like them. There's some incredible musicianship in that game.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, is this Splatoon 0? I think this is a prequel. This looks like Splat Town, but older.
Wait, I have an idea. I think I know what's coming. Gameplay-wise, I have theories.
Yeah, because your uncle told you, dude. Oh, it's a 3! Oh, it's 2! Big number!
What is it? Probably can tell us.
Okay. So... Oh, I'm actually actively being proven wrong? Okay, never mind.
You can't predict it if you're showing it on the screen.
Okay. No. Okay, yeah, you're right. So, my prediction was going to be that the campaign is kind of like the equivalent of Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, where you're this fucking punk out of nowhere that like shows up in a city and like has to make a name for himself by like painting the city of your color, you know?
Right.
Okay, so Splatoon 3 is probably their fall launch. And that means Breath of the Wild 2 is probably not coming out this year.
That's what it sounds like to me.
I bet they're pushing...
Splatoon 3's 2022.
Wait, 2022?
Yeah.
So what's their fall release? They haven't announced that yet.
It's got to be Breath of the Wild, unless it got pushed.
Maybe it's Breath of the Wild.
I feel like it's got to be pushed.
Or... Because they didn't have a big fall launch last year. I think 3D All-Stars was meant to be their
series, Splatoon 3.
Their holiday release, so...
This game is
hear me out, Lawrence. They're making so much money on the Switch, they don't need to release a game in the fall.
I think you're right. I think they're actually pushing all their big projects.
Yeah, I think that's actually true.
Today, we showed you a sampling of games coming to Nintendo Switch. A variety of games are in development.
It's going to be more Smash DLC.
And we look forward to sharing more news with you.
They already
in the
showed
future.
that.
That's all for today's Nintendo
for
Direct.
the fall.
Oh.
Thank you for watching.
There's only so many anime characters with swords, though.
I know. I literally couldn't tell when I was looking at a picture of the new character that they were a new character. And I play Smash like frequently, and I was looking at it, I was just like, which one of them is this?
All right, Nintendo doing it again, killing it. Let's check in with chat. How are they doing?
I saw somebody say that sucked dick.
Well, that's that's some powerful language.
Disappointing. Please Fortnite. One Mario game. This Direct was trash. Skyward Sword is all right in all caps. I don't know. Nintendo can go a little soft on their Direct sometimes, huh? That's pretty Nintendo, yeah. No Donkey Kong Country remaster.
Like I've said before, I've said over and over and over that these Nintendo Directs are like, it's like gambling. Like, most of the time you lose. The house always wins. But then sometimes there's one that's like, whoa, that was a really good Direct. But very rarely have I seen one that was like, man, I am so glad I watched that live.
Yeah, some of the Smash announcements were pretty sick.
Mario Golf. Yeah, Mario Golf.
Mario Golf looks cool. Plus Splatoon 3 I'm actually really excited about.
Yeah.
That is a franchise that, I mean, Nintendo usually doesn't make new big banner IPs. I mean, it's on the Switch, so the banner can only be so big. But they're pretty rare about doing that. And also, this was a competitive shooter from Nintendo. So that's like kind of outside their wheelhouse, and they made it work. And Splatoon 2 was a really, really good evolution on that. And those Splatoon 2 sold pretty well for being an unknown, like relatively new IP from, Nintendo. So it's kind of exciting and interesting that they're already moving on to a 3. Arms, though. Arms is just sitting there, not being successful, I guess.
Was ARMS an indie or like a third-party thing that was then brought in-house? That's
maybe.
what I assumed the ARMS thing was. I don't think it was completely first-party.
Yeah, you could be right.
Lawrence, do you want us to hit record for the podcast?
Sure. Yeah.
You gonna count us in like a real producer, even though we're already in.
Well, I got some other things to set up.
Okay.
Because I gotta rearrange things, and so we'll be back in just a second with the podcast. But I gotta draw the curtains for a second. See you guys soon.
Ooh, I'm excited.